The first two practices of the Canadian Grand Prix are done, and they featured one of the funniest lap times possible, a whole lot of spinning out, and Piastri getting a €100 fine? Let's talk about it. Free practice 1 was absolutely insane, with Charles Leclerc going into the barrier extremely early, but don't worry, his engineer confirmed it must have been the wall. The grip this year is so low the drivers felt like they were on ice. Hamilton, Colapinto, Norris, Piastri, Russell and Kimi Antonelli all spinning out at some point on the track, with Norris going off 3 separate times. Oscar Piastri was fined €100 for exceeding the pit lane speed limit, going over by 0.3 kilometers. Are you serious? Bortoleto and Alonso were both extremely unhappy with Alex Albon after he got in their way on 2 separate occasions and almost causing an accident. However, Albon did finish with the second fastest lap time, so maybe he was being a little bit cheeky. The FP1 timing chart was crazy, with Verstappen in pole, followed by Albon, Sainz and Russell, with Norris in 7th and Piastri all the way down in 14th, something the McLaren fans aren't used to seeing. Free practice 2 was a little more tame. Well, not really. Charles Leclerc was unable to practice as the damage from FP1 was still being repaired, and he was only able to complete 9 laps in the first day. He's going to need a big third practice. Lance Stroll gave the barrier a little bit of a love tap, and his wheel essentially folded in on itself like origami. His engineers telling him to stop safely, even though he was adamant he could still drive. F1 on ice was still happening, with Hamilton, Albon, Verstappen and both McLarens going off the track due to understeer. Colapinto again spinning out, and Gasly struggling for grip, almost tapping the barrier. Starting to think F1 on ice would do pretty well. And George Russell finishing with the fastest lap and one of the funniest times possible, 1-1-2-1-2-3.